Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Listen, first of all, I'm going to start naming names in a second. I'm going to go full Brother Draper on people. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. This will just be a few minutes, but listen up. All the way in the back. 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 Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I want to say this to all of you. If I could see a show of hands for those of you who've been here. Who's here for the first time this year? Just raise your hand. Right on. First time. First time. First time. Thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up. Who's been here for 5 years? Who's been here for 5 years? Keep your hands up. 5 years. How about 10 years? 10 years. Who's been here for 13 years? And who was here when we started this with Dan Linehan? Raise your hands. Wow. I just want to say that, you know, when we started here 15 years ago with Dan, there was about 20 of us, and I had this golf course, and I said, I want to do a tournament. I called Dan up, I called Pat up, I called a couple of others up, and I said, we'd like to have a party, and Dan said, after the tournament, like right now, as we're doing what we're doing right now, he looked at me and says, Tommy, there's going to be 150 people here one day. And Dan was right. Dan was right, and he has called his shot, and he made this happen. So I want to thank the Linehan family for allowing us to do this for the past 13 years. I want to thank all of you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Diane, Patrick, Molly, Siobhan, who are not here today, and the rest of the extended Linehans. We could not do this without you. Today was by far the largest turnout we've had for this golf tournament, and I can't think of a better time to come and celebrate, because this is the Class of 83's 40th reunion weekend. So it's all coming full circle. As you may know, Dan was our class leader. He was the guy who pulled every person in our class together, no matter if you were a football player, if you were a baseball player, if you were a soccer player, or if you were like me, a skateboard punk. He pulled us all together, and he made us one class, and he kept that going for so long. And so we do this in his honor tonight. And I want to say that, is Bob Drucker here tonight? Is he still here? Bob is somewhere here, I know that. But before we started this Dan Linehan Spirit Award, the very first event that we had here 15 years ago, before it was this, we honored Bob Drucker. He was our celebrity. So I want to just say that
royalty.
Now Bob Drucker, we finally gave him the Dan Linehan Spirit Award, and that was the catapult that got him to become the Christ the King awardee, which he's going to receive this year. The Wizard of Wrestling. So, without much more ado, I wanted to say that we've had a wonderful many-year run here. It has been our pleasure to host you. Thank you to the Linehan family for being here with us the entire time. The Spirit Award is given in honor of Dan and his memory for the person that carries on in Dan's spirit in the way he conducted himself in his community, with his family, and for all that he has done for St. Ignatius, which was tremendous at the time that he was with us. And now I can see that his children are going to probably continue that. I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, but I can see the writing on the wall because it's already happening. And so I want to introduce from the class of 23, Patrick Linehan.
Nice shirt.
Thank you. I know.
Great shirt.
I like putting whatever I wear. Look at you. How can you call me silly? Like, I don't think I can. Oh, with Kennedy standing in the front row, I might laugh mid-speech.
You got this, man.
All right. Well, to start out, we want to thank all of you for coming, year in and year out. All of you guys are the reason that this is such a special and fun day. I would like to go into a bit of background as to what the Dan Linehan Spirit Award is. It is not only someone who embodied the spirit of my dad, but it is also someone who lived it out. If I had to list my dad's top 3 loves, they would be his family, his friends, and ultimately SI. It is safe to say that Jeff loves all of these things just the same. As Siobhan, Molly, and I sat down to plan out what we were going to share today, we started by saying how we believe Jeff reinvented SI in the spirit of '83. He is the sole reason why we all had the most enjoyable high school experience, and for that, we want to thank you so much, Jeff.
Yeah.
Molly and I met Jeff our freshman year at SI, and Siobhan her senior year. Our previous knowledge of Jeff was that he was from Pacifica. He was known as Teen Wolf, and he lived and breathed the class of '83. Considering the men that raised us, this being defined as the epitome of '83 was a statement for a man. At his introductory speech at our first student council meeting, he said that he eats, sleeps, and breathes SI. And when he wakes up, he hates SH every single day. Not to mention the fact that he did tell us that we had an automatic entry into student council simply because we had something he called 83 blood. He reminded us every day that we were from 83 blood. Jeff was a major mentor, especially to Molly and I, as we were constantly in his office discussing ideas and helping to coordinate many events. Jeff pushed the limits for every event to ensure we had the best time possible. He made going to school on Fridays and Saturdays the normal at any cost. His cost, however, ended up making him and I being summoned to the dean's office on a lot of Monday mornings for some questionable decisions we made and for pushing the envelope once again. No matter what disciplinary action, he was also the first to allow and encourage a lot of my many ideas, no matter how outlandish they were. However, I'm still waiting for donkey basketball. You never managed to get that one back. So I asked Siobhan what she wanted to say, and these are her words. Jeff Glosser was the reason I walked across the COVID graduation stage with a smile under my mask. In the 8 months we were together at SI, he brought back, quote unquote, the glory days that I had grown up hearing about. Jeff, if it were not for you, I would not miss high school so much. Thank you for the greatest high school football game to date. 14-13! Thank you for not giving up on school that so many others had. Thank you for bringing the party back to SI. Overall, Jeff, I know if our dad could be here today, he would give you the biggest hug and thank you for gifting his kids with all he ever wanted. The most memorable 4 years of our lives at SI. On behalf of my mom, my sisters, our classmates, we love you, Jeff. We couldn't think of a better person to receive this award this year. I think it is safe to say the party started with this man. Without further ado, the 2023 Dan Linehan Spirit Award winner, Jeff Glosser.
So Jeff is in the company of Tony Sauer, Bill Callahan, John Ring, Brother Draper, Chief Greg Sir, Paul Tonelli, Mike Slane, Kevin Riley, Tom Shea, Bob Drucker, and the Dugan family. And newest recipient, Jeff Lasser, class of '83.
Thank you. This is quite an honor. And so, Dan was a special man. You know, he was the heart and soul of our class. Especially, I mean, it was during the 4 years we were there, he was the heart and soul and our quarterback. And, you know, he loved all of us. But especially after we graduated, Dan kept us together. You know, he was the person that would always call. He was the person that would reach out and email. As Tom Shea said, you know, it was a personal call from Dan that would always invite him to be here. And now he's the head of our alumni in Dan's spirit. And so that's why I came back. You know, I was in Arizona for 20 years, gone for 35. Came back to a basketball game, and there was less than 35 students at the game. I was playing Reardon for first place on a Saturday, and there's 35 students in the stands. And that just wasn't like Kezar. That wasn't like our gym. I mean, I never forget, the best memory I have of SI is our senior night in basketball. There was a barbecue out in the courtyard. The teachers, the faculty was barbecuing, led by Mike Kennedy and others, single file in togas, walking into the gym. You know, for Rob and John Turner and myself and the others to get called out, and we just ran over and jumped into the cheering section. I mean, it's the brotherhood that lives with you for a lifetime. So it just wasn't high school how high school was supposed to be. And so that's why I came back. You know, Siobhan, Shannon Ferry were the first two to greet me, welcome me back. And it's the classmates that are here now. And so the first year, you know, the theme of the year was the party starts here.
Yeah.
It's the class of '83. That's what, when we look back and think about all the fun times we had together, from, you know, a lot of them come back to Mike Kennedy, but you know, building the car on the third floor. You know, Mike and his mechanical friends. You know, you come into school and you have his Volkswagen on the third floor of the stadium. Nothing like a jungle game. Nothing like, and you know, what Patrick said is correct. I can't stand Sacred Heart. Every day of my life I wake up looking forward to beating them. I know there's only two good guys that are ever from Sacred Heart, and that's Jim and Jerry Horan. Gogan's still an asshole, always will be. And so all I know is for 8 straight years, I was a student there 4 years, and I've been back for 5. The Bruce Mahoney trophy's never left the hallway, so that's how it'll always be. So, but it's just, you know, when I'm here, when I entered SI, I was from public school in Pacifica. I knew 4 guys. I knew John Turner, I knew Carl Guidry, I knew Kiki Miller, I knew Kirk Smith from a basketball tournament we played together. And to come in and have it change my life the way it did, to bring that back once my kids all graduated school. You know, I have my daughter here today, Allie, my wife, Adriana. Let me live out this dream. It's a calling to work with young people. I mean, I'm only receiving the award because Patrick graduated, which is a miracle. so we had one hell of a good time together, but that's why I'm here. So he graduated. He's at U of A, so he's well versed in what we're all about as '83. So nothing's changed. I mean, Patrick is Dan. Molly was Diane. You know, Patrick would be giving ideas, and everyone would shake their head, and Molly would bring them back, and Patrick and I would go have fun together. So, But I love all of you guys. Getting to golf today with JT. I mean, you've been awesome in all my life. You know, and what people don't know about here, I mean, we've rallied for Dan. One of my best friends coming through SI, Dave Radonovich. His son, freshman year of college, a few years ago, was in a car accident. He's paralyzed from the waist down, from the chest down. Class of '83 rallied and raised $250,000 in a month so that his son could come home from hospital and they could change their house so that he could live a normal life. And he's back at TCU now. And so it's just the spirit, the love for one another, and the brotherhood. That's what SI is all about. That's what I'm trying to instill in these young people. And Diane, you know, from the day I moved out here, I couldn't be at home. When the cable people came, she came over. So the Wi-Fi in my house is class of '83. That's how she knew it, and that's what it's all about. So just thank you, Rick, my brother Rick. It's been good to be back home with my family. So Rick and Connie are here, but just want to celebrate with all of you.
Get him a
Know
new
that
coat.
the spirit's on Bob Drucker. Like Shaughnessy is my CLC, and we need to bring CLCs back. But just the heart that you changed my life, was called to do that for others. It's a true honor to be represented by, you know, with the Dan Lanahan name. That means a lot, and that's what today, post-COVID especially, what young people need today now is an invitation, and that's what Dan Lanahan was all about. He gave a personal invitation. I gave you a big hug and a smile when you came into the hallway, and I tried to live out, you know, do what Dan did every day, and that's what SI is all about. Love you, Diane. Love you, Patrick. For Siobhan and Molly, it's a true honor. So thank you all for being here today.
Looking at you.
So, thank you. Love you guys.
Real quickly, congratulations to Jeff Glosser for his award. And just one quick thing, because we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and Ed Sullivan, class of '83, has been leading it. There has been a walk for Alzheimer's in memory of Jim Lucas, our great friend and one of the co-hosts and founders of this event. So please join us on the Walk for Alzheimer's. There's a sign right over there with my wife holding it and a QR code. If you want to join us, we will be out there walking to find a cure for Alzheimer's. But tonight, enjoy the rest of the evening. Original Joe's is one of our sponsors. Ladle and Leaf, Clayton Chan is one of our sponsors. Mike Spranger, class of '83, gave us our beautiful aprons. I want to thank all of them. I'm going to list everybody. Montegrano helped us out. Did I forget anybody? Tommy Bahama. That was the final one. Thank you guys for making the Dan Lanahan Tommy Bahama a wonderful event.
And thank you to Tom Shea. He is going off Eagles every year.